How you doing? This is a response to a response on a video I put up on YouTube about 100% proof of evolution. And tongue-in-cheek, I know there's no 100% proof on either side. I want to say first off, I've been enjoying my time on YouTube and the exchange of ideas, and there's two people I've interchanged with a little bit, Rosebush, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I call you Ohey. Maybe your next video you can pronounce that for me. And I do appreciate your response, and you were the first person I met here, so thank you. In response to your response, you mentioned there were reams of evidence on the side of evolution, and there are reams of evidence, but I don't think any of them are anywhere near being concrete in proving evolution is a fact, as Rosebush stated, and I will respond to his comment later. You mentioned, I wrote down a few things there, the fossil evidence. And actually, the fossil evidence is an issue for evolution. You've probably heard of the Cambrian explosion. Why? I think it was like over 500 million years ago, did all these fossils seem to appear, and before that there were none. That's a big issue. Where were they at? How did all these things seem to happen at one time? And another thing you mentioned was animal life. Well, I think that's an issue too for evolution. We all know, and I think any reasonable person would believe in evolution. Evolution is absolutely true, but there's a big difference in that word. There's microevolution and macro. Microevolution is obviously true, it's been proven, but macroevolution is totally unproven. I do not believe there's one instance of proof that one species turned into another species. It just hasn't happened. They've tried to claim through false evidence, the missing link. Everybody's probably heard of that. The person that they found, Lucy, I think they called her Lucy, from, I don't know, millions of years ago, and here it turned out it was an ape that they just lied about it. So there is no proof of macroevolution, and that's a pretty big deal. And also, I think in biogenesis, I'm not real sure about this, but I believe it's about before evolution that biogenesis, the law of biogenesis states that life only comes from life. I believe now evolutionists have tried to turn that into, they don't call it a law, there's another term, they labeled it, because it isn't going to work for them in evolution. And in genetics, that's also an issue. I just did some reading on it, and it just left my mind. So I guess I'll save that for later. But I think the reams of evidence are actually an issue. They have no concrete evidence. And you know, the fact be known, of course I'm a Christian. And but I love the debate. You know, and I know most of us are just regular people trying to convey what we believe to be true and what we understand and what we read. And I do a fair amount of reading, and sure don't know much myself, but we all have the opportunity and the ability to make our own decisions. We have that free will to go anywhere we want, and that's pretty cool. And I hope that if someone out there would happen to listen to this, that they would show me some macroevolutions, where one species changed into another. Just hasn't happened. And another thing I read earlier today, something about why is it with all the science and technology we have not seen any forms of evolution on a genetic scale. And Rosebud Bush talked about mutations. And from what I read on mutations, 99% of mutations are bad mutations. So how does something bad turn into something good? Bad mutations are a sign of a mistake or a problem. And, I guess you got to be into genetics to really dig into this. But all these things, just on the fringe surface of someone who doesn't know, just draws questions to my mind. And I have questions about the theocide too. And I have answered them to myself. And hopefully at some time I can explain some of the things biblically that I found to have a belief in. I mean, I'm going to drop one right here. In the book of Isaiah, it says, the circle of the earth hangs on nothing. I found that to be a very strange statement 2,500 years ago for someone to describe the planet as a circle that hung on nothing. Where did he come up with such a strange idea? Today we can look at telescopes and stuff and we can see it. It's an obvious circle and it looks like it's hanging on nothing. A few hundred years ago we thought it was flat. There's many, many, many little things like that. They could be explained away, but when you add them all together, this causes me to give some consideration to those people who were talking 2,000-3,000 years ago. And, I hope we can keep the debate going. I enjoy it. It's fun. And the best thing is you do it with consideration of other people. And I thank you for that. See you later. Bye.